This video is not for everyone, but if you are the type of woman who gives so much of yourself to other people, to love, to relationships, and you desire to be loved in return, and you still find yourself being single or stuck in unfulfilling relationships, and yet you still know that you are set apart for a higher love that God has, then this is the video for you. This is not tips, tricks for dating or how to get a man, but I'm here to speak to the woman who knows that she is marked by God, set apart to experience the kingdom love that her heart desires. Because your love story is never meant to be the world's way, the way the world does it, but it is written from heaven and for you to experience from heaven on earth. So if this is you, listen up. I want to share a few points or a few signs that you are marked by heaven as a woman who is going to experience radical love given by God. So the first point is you're a very high capacity, capable, functioning woman. You do a lot, you show up, you are the go-to woman for basically any task that life has for you. Either you're volunteered because people know that you could step up and pull the weight and expand yourself and do it. It doesn't matter if it's at work, if it's in your family, it's at ministry, it's in your community. You know, maybe you're even the oldest daughter or the person that everyone just leans on because they're used to, this girl's got it. She's able to step up. And you have this wide capacity, this remarkable range to do a whole host of things. So it doesn't even matter if it's sitting on the computer and creating some kind of checklist or some kind of organized worksheet of things that need to be done. It doesn't matter if you have to figure out a new computer program to update. It doesn't matter if you're leading some team. It doesn't matter if all of a sudden you're diving into some new training. It doesn't matter if you are the person that can sit and hold other people as they go through their breakthroughs or their breakdowns. I mean, you are the go-to support person because you can carry so much and people know it. And you do take pride in showing up, that you're capable, right? There's this level of competence that you love being able to really show up and help out. But the thing is, deep down inside of you, you are aware how tired you are of always carrying the weight and carrying it alone. And so you are set apart if you know that you are throughout all these tasks, all these things that you've been doing and successfully accomplishing, you're trained for something higher. Meaning you are not here to do all of this by yourself. That's not why you're doing everything by yourself. You feel it in your heart that God is preparing you to be led with someone, to share all these things that you do and to cherish you, to honor, to celebrate. So you're not the only one functioning in this high capacity by yourself. So those are the couple main points that I wanted to share as your first marker of what makes you already stand out in just all the range of other women out there. The second sign is you've done the inner work and you continue to do it because you understand the importance of doing the healing and the cleanup on the inside. And so while other people run away from patterns or want to be ignorant, you dive in. You want to see what there is to see. You want to be aware and you turn inward straight on to face it because you're not going to have some, if I can say, spiritual giants and strongholds on the inside ruling you, because you do take dominion of all of the spiritual, the things on the inside first, so you could see what you want on the outside. And so you are very introspective. You love to grow. You're not afraid of seeing where it has been your role, your patterns, your triggers. You are interested, and maybe you've done therapy, healing, inner work, whatever word they use these days, self-help. Like you are familiar and you invite wisdom and guidance and correction on the inside because you understand when certain blocks or patterns or issues of the heart come up, you're going to see it in your life. And so you take responsibility for your part. You don't over blame yourself, but you recognize like we all have some kind of role we play in this life and you want to co-create with God the best life. And so, because you know that transformation happens first on the inside, that is why you do the inner work. You clean up the roots, you invest in your foundation in your life, and you are gonna, for that reason, sustain a love life, a love story, the way that the rest of the world will never even taste, because your fruit will be so different, and the fruit will match the root. And so, I want to encourage you, if you feel like you're always like if I could say, working on yourself or building up your foundation, good. And with time and the right tools and wisdom, you will unlock and see the fruit that makes it so worth it. So you're the type of woman who understands the importance of building the foundation, because you are a wise woman, and you're going to be a wise wife who's going to be with a remarkable husband who sees your worth and value because of that. So the third point is you are spiritually attuned and kingdom oriented. Basically, you are a powerhouse when it comes to understanding and being aware and involved with the spiritual world. So your relationship with God, like nothing about your life is casual, and definitely your relationship with God isn't casual. You are deeply attuned. You're very sensitive. You are connected to God, to Holy Spirit. It's probably not uncommon for you to have different signs, miracles, wonders, these like crazy, amazing stories of how God did something or opened up or guided you or revealed something. And people know that about you. They recognize that you have a very deep and intimate connection with God because you spend that time. You have a heart literally connected to heaven, to the kingdom. And you are aware that you are a vessel of God, a kingdom woman here on earth, and you are very consecrated in how you live that life. You're very intentional about being a daughter of God, and you always hunger for more. You hunger for more connection to God, more experiences, more meaning, more purpose, more of the supernatural to be a part of your natural life. And you're very aware that because of that, your marriage mandate, the purpose of your marriage is not to just live alone in the selfish, self-centered, me, myself, and I type of way. Like, you understand the weight, the mantle of this marriage that God has for you, because it's about destiny, it's about legacy, it's about ministry. And yes, the Bible even says have fun with your wife in this life. And you're aware, like, part of being a kingdom person is, the kingdom is fun. The kingdom, the Bible says, taste and see that the fruit is good. Like, we are here to have joy and have fullness and fulfillment, right? So there's that side of like what we get to experience when we're in that kingdom aligned life and marriage, but also like we get to have fun. We get to create new memories. We get to do amazing things with this partner and this life that God has given us, this gift. And so you desire a marriage that heaven can use, that other people look at and say, like, wow, like they have so much fun together. Look how much purpose they have together as a couple. And God, for that reason, is not going to partner you with some Joe Schmo. Okay, he's going to partner you with someone who can hold the purpose in your mantle together with you. And so that is why there's not just any guy that can work with you. There's a very specific type of guy, but because you're that specific type of woman, there are some things that you got to do, you got to unlock to draw in this man who can actually hold you. But before we go there, which we will, I want to go to our next point of why you are a set apart woman and another sign that you could tell from it. And so the fourth sign is love hasn't come easily on purpose. So in the previous point, I talked about like you're a very deeply kingdom-oriented woman. And so that's why the world's way of doing things is never going to resonate with you. It doesn't feel good, and it probably hasn't been successful. And so that means that while other people seem to be just falling in relationships and dating and getting out there and doing their thing, and it seems so easy, maybe they're getting in relationships early, maybe they're getting married fast, moving on, etc. The reason why relationships haven't stuck or you haven't seen the fulfillment, the end of anything that's truly satisfying, it's not because you were broken, but it's because you were chosen. Let me go a little bit deeper with that. You have probably prayed and waited, and because, like I said, you are so intentional about the purpose and mandate that God has for you, that you're like, the light within you shines so bright, it will repel any guy out there if he's not able to hold the weight and have the capacity to sustain the purpose of what you guys are going to do together. However, when you shine your light bright enough, the right guy will be drawn to that light. And so even though sometimes maybe you have felt like, what's wrong with me? Or like, am I broken? Or why do I feel like I give all of my heart to people and I get like half-heartedness? Or people don't take me seriously? Or like, I'm not just like finding that person that it feels right with. I want to say there's nothing wrong with you. Like, again, you are so set apart that you are reserved for someone who can not just carry the fullness of you, because that's great when we're talking about ministry and purpose and assignment, but I'm going to go deeper to the desires of your heart. He is going to see the fullness of you. Okay? He's going to see you. He's going to delight in you. He's going to be in awe of who you are as a woman. And those are some of those areas where you will be unblocking your heart to become open to receive this type of love and this type of man who sees you, not just the doing, the functioning, the high capableness of you. And that's great. But at the end of the day, you want to be chosen, you want to be seen, you want to be cherished, you want to be adored. And so you have to start with that on the inside and get comfortable enough to be seen, to draw in that type of man, because that's one of the final keys that God is going to have for you to bring that man in. So you're not here for some almost mediocre level of love. I mean, if you want to just do it the world's way, you probably could have already been married by now. But you are reserved for a true covenant connection with that man that you are going to be reserved for, that you are going to honor and experience absolute holiness and happiness with together. So set apart means God is building your ability to discern. He's increasing your capacity to open up and receive this type of lavish love that you desire. And the man that God has for you, you're not going to have to strive to get his attention, to prove yourself. It's going to be the opposite. The more you settle back and rest in the fullness of who you are and see yourself first, the more you're going to be able to draw in that love effortlessly and with ease. And sometimes that's where my girls get caught up. We're so used to doing more and functioning and proving, where all it is now we have to do almost the opposite, to pull back and in rest and faith start to receive what God has for you. So let's get on to the last point of a good sign that you are truly a set apart woman for a higher love. And the fifth point that you are set apart for a higher love is you have preserved your heart and heaven sees it. You have not given yourself away so easily and so quickly the way the world does it. You know that you are worth the wait, and you've created a covenant in your heart with your body, your values, your boundaries, first and foremost for yourself, between you and God, not out of fear, but out of respect, reverence, and honor. And you already respecting your future husband in that way. And that's why that the man that God has for you, this is going to be a man who is in absolute awe and adoration for you. And he's going to be drawn to your purity. And that's not just sexual purity. That's also, purity is also this level of innocence and openness to what this man and what God can bring into your life. And so maybe sometimes you have felt like, oh my gosh, I'm so different compared to the rest of the world. Good. You're never ever supposed to blend in with this world. And trust me when I say that the guy that God has for you is going to be able to pinpoint and see you so fast, because you're not like the rest of the world. And so maybe sometimes you struggle feeling like you're too much, you're different, you're the odd one out, but like that's exactly why this guy is going to be so drawn to you, because you carry the energy of a daughter of the king. And people can smell it, right? And so you've held yourself in honor, and God has not overlooked or forgotten your obedience or faithfulness. And I promise you, he will honor it, and your husband will too. And you will, anything that you thought or that the world made you feel like you're missing out, that's a lie from the enemy, because you'll get to experience everything you've desired and more when you are in the context of this, the safety of a covenant relationship, of a man who has you, who honors you, and you get to be all of yourself together when you're with this person. So I hope that that really hypes you up in a good way. You know, the reason I talk about this, the reason I want to make this video and share it with these girls out there, and I know whoever this video needs to reach, you're already listening to it, is I know what it's like to hunger for this type of love that sounds too good to be true. For a man who is deep and devoted and connected to God, and I remember what it feels like, almost striving or feeling like, well, maybe I need to try extra harder to get a guy, or like, what's going on? Like, why am I stuck? And I wondered, like, all of my 20s, like, why am I still single? Why? Like, on some level, it feels like if I wanted to get married yesterday, I could, but like, my heart was drawn to a different type of love, the one that I knew I had not yet encountered yet. And it wasn't about making a relationship work. It wasn't about making myself be different. But as soon as I decided, let me go on the inside and see like what's happening that's making me not receive the love that I want. As soon as I decided, hey, what's coming up that maybe my outside life is reflecting some kind of pause or hold up, like what's going on the inside? And let me tell you, when I realized like my heart was a little bit blocked off, I was so used to doing, working, thinking, and I decided to connect to my heart, and I realized I had some disconnection issues with my heart. But when I decided, like, what does Elena think? What does Elena feel? What does Elena desire? And I started to like play around in the desires of my heart, and like I allowed myself to like splash around in that. When I opened up and started to choose myself, to love myself, not in this like selfish, entitled way that the world talks about, but when I started to tune in, I stopped hustling for love, stopped performing, stopped doing all these things I was used to. I stopped overriding my heart. I started to connect to myself, and I could not believe how fast everything started to change. Literally within weeks, I met the man that became my future husband, and I'm going to go even further. And down to the day where my heart desired to be in a relationship, on my birthday, on my 30th birthday, this guy, like, without prompting, literally asked me to be his girlfriend on my birthday. And the more I start to realize, like, oh my gosh, like, I just had to become available for this level of deeper love. I had to tap into my own feminine to actually draw in this masculine man, because those are those natural polarity dynamics that the universe, the spiritual world, energetics play by. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, my whole life started to change. And that's now what I teach other women, to embody the core essence of who they are, their heart and their feminine. And once you start to discover you on the inside and how to open up your heart, you will magnetically, naturally, automatically draw in the heart's desire, the love that you've been wanting. And you know what that feels like? I'm going to tell you. It feels like you put yourself out there, and a guy immediately, quickly pinpoints and says, she's different. She's set apart. Like, you don't even have to advertise anything. Literally, your energy, your openness starts to speak louder than words. And he says, she's different. Look at her. Wow, there's something about her. Look how beautiful she is. She's not just beautiful on the outside. She's beautiful on the outside and inside. Look how she stands out from all the other girls. And then when he takes you out on dates, because he's not going to be playing games with you, this is a man who's going to have the clarity and confidence and honesty and devotion to you. When he goes out with you, he's going to make sure that you are comfortable, because that's what he cares about. He wants you to be able to flourish, to open, to feel soft, right? And then after that date ends, what's going to happen is he's going to text you and say, I had such a good time with you. Things feel so easy and so naturally. When can I see you again? Please. Like, I love going out with you and taking you out. I love seeing you smile. I love seeing you have fun. Wow, you're so powerful. I can sense the weight of who you are, but you can still have fun. And so I want to encourage you that this man, he's out there. You just have to become an energetic match for him. And it's not about being perfect. And it's not about waiting for the next year and the next year. Because I used to do that, and I waited and waited and waited until I realized, like, hey, Maybe it's all about alignment and unblocking your heart. And like I said, when I did this inner work and I opened myself up, I created room literally in my nervous system to receive this level of attention. Because sometimes we get kind of scared of it. Like we're so used to giving and doing, but now having it be received, that's the key that's going to unlock the love life of your dreams. And if this speaks to you and your heart is just starting to like skip from excitement, check out my free training. Activate your feminine charm, because that's your missing piece. And when you do that, okay, when you take this training, you're going to learn the 3 hidden truths that will make you, that will enhance your desirability and make you irresistible to masculine men. Because girl, you know, like you already have everything in the bag and then some, okay? Your foundation is good. You now want to see the fruit. And so while the world did it the shortcut way and the cheap way and the fast way, their system will crumble. But you have been, with God's help, without you maybe even realizing it, you've been investing in your foundation. And now is your time to start to see the fruit. Fear cannot play into this. And I want you to radically say, this is my time. I'm ready to co-create, God, what you have for me. Let me come into alignment so that whatever mountains need to be moved will be moved, and like the love and the life and the abundance that you have for me will flow powerfully into me, into my life. And so I just want this channel, I honestly, ladies, I've kind of upgraded and rebranded it a little bit, because in the beginning I had it a little bit, I'm going to be honest, a little bit more generic, like love can come into your life. And yes, I do, but I do believe that. But at the same time, I want to speak to that woman who is the set apart woman for higher love. Because I know what it's like to be on that side. You feel like you're doing everything right and you have everything in your life and you are set apart and you feel like you're chosen by God. But like, where is love? To coming to this side, like doing the inner work, like unlocking what I needed to unlock to now flourish in a love life and just life where I'm like, this is too good to be true. And yet like I have it now. And so I want to encourage you and say, you can have it too. The life, the love that God has desired for your heart to desire, it's available. That's why he put it into your heart. And so again, check out my free training where you can learn more and become the identity, the woman who is the adored woman who attracts the love and the relationship of her dreams. So if you have any comments, if you have questions, drop them down in the comment section. I want to encourage you. You are a remarkable, beautiful woman. You don't even have to work harder. It's a lot more of you just letting go and dropping some of the blocks that has been holding love away from you. So I'm so excited to see you in this free training that I have linked below, and I can't wait to see you in my next video where I get to hype you up and let you know you are someone's dream girl, but you got to believe it first. So God bless you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.